There are mornings when you wake up, stare at the ceiling, and feel as if the whole world is pressing down on your chest. That feeling has no name, just a shapeless exhaustion, a dull emptiness creeping into every breath. You once promised yourself you would change, you would start over, you would begin a new journey. But then everything kept repeating. Each day felt the same, and with every passing day, you felt yourself drifting further away from the person you once dreamed of becoming. It's not that you lack dreams, it's that you don't yet know how to reignite the fire within. You don't need a magical day. You only need a single moment of awakening, and that moment could begin this very morning. Listen closely, not with your ears, but with your heart. For if you let these words sink deep into your mind, you will never live the same way again. Jim Rohn once said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were stronger." When you wait for the world to change, you hand over all the power of your life to others. But when you choose to change yourself, you reclaim the right to lead. Every morning is an opportunity, a beginning, a choice to reshape your life. It doesn't matter how badly you failed yesterday. It doesn't matter how much you've been hurt. It doesn't matter what you're missing. The only thing that matters is whether today you dare to live differently. Whether you dare to place your feet on the ground, lift your head high, and tell yourself, "I am not a victim of circumstance. I am the author of my life's story." If you do not wake up each morning with a clear purpose, you will be swept away by trivialities. You will live on someone else's schedule. You will react instead of act. You will run around urgent tasks and forget what is important. Don't live a busy but directionless life. Live an intentional life. Start by asking powerful questions. Who do I want to become? How must I live to be worthy of that version? Don't wait for a perfect day. You must create it. Today, right now. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You only need to change this moment, and then the next moment, and the next. Every small action is a brick building the new house of your life. When you persist in doing the right thing, even when no one sees you, are telling yourself, "I can be trusted." And when you become trustworthy in your own eyes, you become unstoppable. Others may doubt you, but if you believe in yourself, you will keep going. Others may abandon you, but if you never abandon yourself, you will stand firm. It all begins with a morning when you choose to live differently. Don't wait until you feel motivated. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for someone to come pull you up, because maybe no one will, but you will always be there. You are the only one who will live with you from beginning to end. And if you cannot believe in yourself, who else will? Look into the mirror. The person you see, that is the only hero you need. The one who has survived pain, endured breakdowns, smiled through tears, walked on even when no one understood, dared to dream even when mocked. That person is you, and you are worthy of an extraordinary life. But you must begin today. Jim Rohn emphasized, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. You don't need more ideas, you need more action. You don't need to wait for inspiration, you need to start. Even if it's just one small step. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Write down 3 things you must complete. Avoid your phone in the first hour. Drink a glass of water. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, today I live with intention. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be committed. If you do this long enough, one day you'll wake up and realize you are no longer the same person. You no longer think the same. You no longer react the same. You no longer give up so easily. You have changed, not because of a miracle, but because of the conscious choice you made again and again every morning. Change does not come from outside, it comes from within, from how you see the world, from how you talk to yourself, from how you act when no one is watching. From this morning, commit that you will no longer live as before. You will not let old habits drag you. You will not let fear shape your path. You will not let the past decide your future. You are not a leaf drifting on water. You are the one holding the wheel. You are the one choosing the direction. You are the one writing the next chapter stronger, clearer, with purpose, with action, with ideals, and most importantly, with yourself at the center. Every morning you wake up is the universe reminding you you still have a chance to live right, a chance to begin again, a chance to finish what was left undone yesterday. But that chance is not for those who procrastinate. Life does not reward the hesitant. It rewards those who wake up and choose commitment, regardless of feelings, fatigue, or fear. Because feelings are temporary, but discipline is forever. How many times have you sworn to change, only to return to your old ways within days? How many times have you written beautiful plans, only to let them collect dust? How many times have you watched a motivational video, promised to live differently, and forgot as soon as it ended? Not because you are weak, but because you lack a daily mental habit to sustain your willpower. That is why what you hear every morning matters so much. These words are your shield against inertia, your compass to keep you on track, the voice that reminds you who you are and why you are here. Jim Rohn once said, "If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Harsh, but true. If you don't take charge of your morning, you'll drift through days living in reaction to emails, to messages, to work, to drama, to others' lives. You will become a tool in someone else's plan instead of the architect of your own. And one day, you'll wake up empty, not knowing why you're doing what you do, not knowing why you're still unsatisfied, not knowing why you're tired, yet going nowhere. But all of that can change if you start your mornings as the driver of your life, as a warrior of the soul, as someone who knows what they want and how they'll live to reach it. Every morning is the first battle of the day. If you win it, you stand a chance to win the rest. If you lose it by hitting snooze, scrolling mindlessly, skipping breakfast, avoiding your plan, you've already opened the door for an invisible chain of defeats. No one else may see, no one else may blame you, but you will know. And deep inside, you will be disappointed in yourself. You don't deserve that disappointment. You deserve a life lived with clarity, strength, and direction. And to get there, you must light the fire again from small things. A timely word, a decisive action, a kept promise. Each morning, choose to listen to words that lift you up, not the news that drags you down, not random messages, not content that pollutes your mind. Guard what enters your mind at the start of the day, for it determines how you live the rest of it. Jim Rohn once said, "Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day." That is the compass for those who truly want change. You don't need massive shifts, just a few right actions repeated daily. Wake up earlier. Write 3 goals. Drink water. Move your body. Remind yourself why. Listen to something that makes you stronger. Take a deep breath and step forward with confidence. Today, live better than yesterday. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to refuse to quit on yourself. Every morning, you choose again. That is the act of a strong person. Not because you aren't tired, sad, or doubtful, but because you know you cannot let those things define you. One day, you will look back and see you've come so far, not by giant leaps, but by steady steps every morning. You'll realize you are no longer the same, no longer reactive, no longer quick to quit, no longer fearful. You've become a completely different version, steady, clear, resilient, and everything you once dreamed of begins to come to you. Not because of luck, but because you became the person worthy of it. The painful truth is this: you don't become that person in a single moment. You become that person through thousands of small choices, repeated daily. And those choices are decided in the seemingly ordinary moment. When you first open your eyes each morning, in that moment, you either choose your best self or you surrender to your weakest. No one sees it, but it determines your whole day. So if you truly want to change your life, don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for New Year's. Don't wait for someone to pull you up. Begin this morning. Jim Rohn said, "Learn to control your mornings if you don't want your days controlled by others." One who masters their morning masters the direction of their life. It's not just about waking up early, it's about waking up with a reason. It's about not grabbing your phone to scroll mindlessly. It's about stepping out of bed not because you have to, but because you want to. Morning is sacred. It is when you reset your mental operating system. If you waste it in chaos, you choke your highest energy. Great people are not different because they never fear or tire. They are different because they have stronger rituals, clearer habits, and repeat them more seriously each day. Morning is where they reload the code of belief, of action, of determination. They do not let the day begin by accident. They begin it with intention, as leaders, as visionaries, and so can you. No matter where you are, what you do, how old you are, or how many times you've failed, the awakening does not discriminate between the successful and the struggling. It distinguishes between those who take responsibility for themselves and those who stay in their comfort zone. You don't need to change the world, you only need to change yourself every morning. And when you do, everything else begins to change. Toxic relationships will fall away. New opportunities will come near. People on the same frequency will appear. Roads you never dared to walk will open. Every morning, remind yourself you are not waking to work harder, but to live truer, to live by values, to live with meaning, to live not for show, not for approval, but with inner strength. Morning is a daily vow. I will not live by instinct. I will live by intention. I will not drift aimlessly. I will steer my life where I choose. You don't need someone to save you because you are not a victim. You are a creator, a leader, the one who carries within the power to inspire yourself every morning, every day, every moment. And if you keep that fire alive long enough, it will become the light that guides others, not by your words, but by your life. People will look at you and wonder, how can this person live with such clarity, such strength, such presence? And you won't need to answer, because your very existence will be the answer. So tomorrow morning, don't just listen live from what you hear. Let every word be a brick rebuilding your mind. Let every small action be a promise kept to your life. Let every morning be a silent revolution within you. No one else may see, but you will. And once you awaken, you will never settle for living in a fog again. If you've listened this far, share this message with someone you love, someone you know needs a spark to rise, to begin again, to return to themselves. Leave a comment below. Tell me what part of these words awakened you, touched you, made you want to live differently. And if you find this valuable, subscribe so that each morning I can send you words that will make sure you never go back to the old you again. See you in the next video, where we don't just listen, but we live from the truth.